All right, this video, we talk about the spine and moving your spine and how everyone is so afraid to bend their spine, rotate their spine, twist their spine, especially under load. Uh, like guys, people do like that at a video of me doing a Zercher deadlift where I'm bending my spine and rounding my spine when I'm deadlifting, and people get freaked out on that. It's like, oh, you're gonna, I would break if I did that. Well, yeah, maybe you would because you have never done it before. You've never worked. I didn't start by loading it. I think the most I've like 100. I've maybe done more in the past, but the video I think was like 165 pounds, which is not a ton. I've seen guys online do twice that. So, but they always everyone's just, oh no, you're gonna hurt your spine, or I'd be rectified. Well, yeah, because you've never done it, and you don't just start at the advanced level. That's the problem with social media is everyone just sees certain things. They see certain where someone else is at who's maybe been doing this for 5, 10, 15 years longer than you, and you think at your point in life right now you're at the same spot as them, and that's not just bending the spine. That's fat loss journey, your muscle building journey, or athletic journey, or whatever it is. uh, Business. You see all these people online and they're light years ahead of you already because they started before you. And you think, oh, I'm not there now, so I can't do it. And that's just not true. Uh, Start where you are. It's okay. You have these people fearing loading your spine, or if you're deadlifting heavy, any little bend in your spine is bad, or squatting, any little movement, or if you're not braced to your gills and you're squeezing the crap out of yourself, that you're gonna break. You're gonna break your spine, or that bilateral squatting is any better, is any worse. Like, see the guys who are unilateral, like Boyle and those types of guys who fear monger and tell you that bilateral squatting is going to be so much worse for your spine than unilateral squatting. But you're still putting, if you're still putting a barbell on your back, it's still compressing your spine. Uh, it's I don't get it. Um, you should be. It's fine to put some load on your spine and train it and load, but again, it's most of the time the injuries occur. Like I threw out my back the other day, just grabbing a 45-pound plate off of the rack, off the peg the storage peg, and kind of felt the muscle kind of spasm and twinge out of control in my low back, which happens from time to time. Even as much care as I take, it doesn't happen like it used to. It used to happen all the time. It used to happen whenever I'd go. I blew my back out deadlifting. I don't know, probably 8, 10 years ago now. Pretty bad, where I could like barely walk. It felt. I think of like. I honestly think it was like my hips shifting, or um, something with a disc, or something like that in my back. Um, and could barely walk for like the next week or so. And then that kind of would act up all the time because I wasn't training like I am now. I was just doing dumb training, like, and you got to go through those times as a young idiot, where you're just going balls to the wall all the time, deadlifting heavy all the time, squatting heavy with a barbell on your back all the time. Um, Even unilateral squatting with a barbell on your back, all these things aggravated it. And then I'd go to the doctor, and they told me to go to the chiropractor and get adjusted. And back was never worse than when I was going to the chiropractor, and they'd adjust your spine and crack your back, and then the next day, every time, without would start training again, and then back would all spasm up and go all wacky. And that hasn't been the case. Yeah, it still happens every once in a while. Sitting too long, or just random things. Like you can't prevent injuries. Things are gonna happen. But again, it's been so much better since I started training my back. I started bending my spine, extending my spine, arching and rotating it, and not just focusing on bracing all the time and being anti-rotation. Yeah, that's part of it. Anti-rotation is part of it, but so is rotation. So is bending and flexing and extending. You think in life, all the times you're moving in weird ways or picking something up off the ground or reaching to the back seat to get your kids a chicken nugget or whatever it is. You're going on all these weird positions, and guess what? You are moving your spine. So it's not a bad thing to bend your spine. Bend your spine. I say you'll be fine. And yeah, maybe you have some serious back injury where bending your spine is bad, and that could be a time when things like the McGill 3, Stuart McGill's back health protocol might be good for you, or things like that, or just starting with simple basic body weight movements with your spine. Start small. Again, it's all about meeting yourself where you're at, because most of the time these injuries, these problems come when you just are doing too much load too soon. That improper load management thing. And this could be spine health, this could be sprinting, this could be anything, could be throwing a baseball. Load management is huge. That's usually why there's a lot of injuries. And yes, we can reduce those risks a lot of the time by preparing our bodies first and foremost, by ramping up and building up to where it needs to be. Whether it's, like I said, the Zercher deadlift, maybe it's just starting with just a Jefferson curl, curling your spine down, body weight, nice and slow, or an ISO hold, doing something body weight, and then gradually over time you add lighter weight, and then you get up, and then boom, you're getting more mobility, your spine's stronger, you're more flexible, and then you start adding in the barbell, and then you add some weight to the barbell, and then boom, more weight, and you're getting stronger and better and things like that. But it doesn't happen overnight. You're not going to be where I'm at. But just saying that is bad because you can't do that at this moment is not helping anyone either. Or just telling people blatantly that, oh, if you move your spine, you're going to break in half, or you'll be injured all the time and things like that. That's just not true. That's causing more harm than good too, because that's telling people, oh, I got to have this perfect technique on my deadlift, so I can't lift heavy enough to actually have a stimulus that's going to actually help me build muscle, or squat. Also, I'm afraid to put a barbell on my back or add any load, so I'm just going to do this 20-pound dumbbell and a goblet squat for the rest of my life, because that's not any good for anyone either. You're not getting the stimulus. You're not triggering the body, the muscles to build and change, and it's doing more harm than good, and it's causing people. We already don't exercise at all as a country. We're 70% overweight, so this isn't helping people by having them fear exercises or fear moving, because if I turn this way, I'm gonna blow up my back, or if I bend, I'm gonna hurt myself. And could you hurt yourself? Yes, of course. That's always a possibility, but just laying around, sitting around in a chair, or laying around on the couch is going to have more health concerns than lifting or bending your spine for the most part. Again, the certain situations, yeah, you probably don't want to. You want to start where you are. If you have a major back injury or you're paralyzed or things like, yes, work with the doctor, work with that type of stuff, and do what they need. But for most relatively healthy individuals, even a lot of unhealthy people, you can start moving your spine more. It's going to be all right. Again, work with the coach, get a program, download my spinal mobility guide, and gradually ease into it. You don't have to jump right into Zercher deadlifting 150 pounds from the floor. Again, meet yourself where you are. That's just a general rule of training and working out. Meet yourself where you are. Even just health in general. When you're going on trying to start losing weight or building muscle, you don't just swap out everything. Typically, you work on habits and go from there, but start small habits and build those up over time. Because if you just jump right in, especially with working out, that's usually how you get hurt, or that's how you get injured or sick or too sore that you don't want to train anymore. So meet yourself where you are, but it's okay. Bend your spine. You're going to be fine. I'm one for helping people and promoting movement and becoming a human mover, because we are human. We don't need to move like robots where we have to turn our whole body to see someone or pick something up. You have to squat down. No, you're usually going to bend and reach in weird positions, weird ways to pick that thing up off the floor or lift your kid up or get the keys that you drop in your car. Every time I do it, I drop when it's because I wear sweatpants all the time, so the pockets are not like very deep, and my dang keys fall out like every time I get in my car in between the door and the seat, so I gotta reach in weird positions, and I'm bending my spine. So, it's okay. You're gonna be fine. Unless you got some major injury, then yeah, maybe those other things work. But start moving your spine. Start bending and flexing, rotating. You're gonna feel a lot better than just sitting all day. Heck, do it at work. Get up, stand up, do some spinal movements. Work your way down your neck, twist, bend, wave, all this good stuff. That's gonna help you feel better, because how often do you get up from that chair and you're like, oh, I can't barely get up, back stiff because you've been sitting there too long, or wake up in the morning and roll out of bed and you feel like a 2x4. Because I've been there, done that. It's not fun. And again, have I eliminated all back pain? No, that's just part of life. There's no such thing as pain-free performance. That's just a marketing gimmick that I sadly used at one point. But because without pain, there's not going to be any progress, any growth. So you're going to have pain at some time, but you can get rid of a lot of the aches and pains, or if you got a stiff back, we can get that loosened up by just moving it a lot of times. So again, never fear all these these fear mongers who are telling you one thing or one way is the way to go. I'm not saying that one way is to go. Maybe it will work for you. Maybe this won't work for you. But you're not going to know unless you try things out and go into it. So possibly, yes, maybe moving your spine is going to work. There's no one magic exercise, no one magic movement that's going to cure all. If there was, we'd all be doing it. So find what works for you. Test things out, try things out. But just don't be afraid to move, especially your spine. You're going to feel better probably. You're going to move better, perform better. The spine runs a lot of things, and it's connected. Our whole body's connected, so a better spine usually means a better everything else too. So your arms will be better, your legs, your neck, definitely. You'll just feel better, move better. So again, will it work for you? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Things work for people, things don't work for some people. And that's a huge thing. I'm going to do another video on that as well, about how some things work. But it's all these people who promote and fearmonger people into not moving, especially their spine. And I think it's doing more harm than good, because we see people doing that, or we're afraid to then move and do things. And in real life, you got to move. Unless you're just sitting on the couch doing nothing all day, which a lot of us are doing. And that's even worse for your health than moving your spine ever would be. So that's what I have for you today, guys. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. Drop them in the comments. Also, I'll put the link of the Spinal Mobility Guide. It's a free download if you want to check that out. I think it's got 66 or something, 65. Spinal Movement's got a program too that kind of ramps up and builds and progresses. But again, that's general, because everyone's going to be at a different spot. You might be just coming off a massive injury or something like that, or might be even farther along where you're ready to start loading the spine and things like that. So again, reach out. I do a lot of spinal mobility. All my programs that I coach, all my clients are moving doing some sort of spinal movement. It's a daily thing. So move your spine, bend your spine, you'll be fine. At least for the most part. Again, meet yourself where you're at. That's the big thing. Bend your spine, you'll be fine. I think that's kind of sounding maybe a little too clickbaity type thing, but whatever. I just like it because I think most people need to give themselves permission to move their body, especially move their spine. So that's what I have for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you again soon.